Hello and welcome back to Doctor Who. We are here with the latest Doctor Who episode, Dot and Bubble. Last week we had a fantastic episode with 73 yards. Easily my favourite of the season so far. And it's one of those episodes that the more I think about it and the more I see other people's discussions and takes on it, the more I really appreciated the episode. I think it could have done with a little bit more conclusion with some things, but the lack of conclusion kind of had me, like, encouraged me to sit down and actually think about it more to make it make sense in my mind. And it has, like, I've got to a point where I'm happy with how it makes sense in my mind, with the whole idea of, I've heard that what happened kind of matches really well with the Welsh folklore and mythology and kind of things, and it, like, if you look at it from a supernatural folklore, fairy, fae kind of perspective, then I think 73 Yards is a brilliant episode. And if you look at it from the perspective of exploring Ruby's mindset and her abandonment issues and her expectation that everyone will leave her, then it works really well. Yeah, I really enjoyed the episode. My favourite of the season so far. My favourite Doctor Who episode for a long time, I think. Although Boom was pretty good. That one's still up there for me. I do, however, miss the Doctor, so I hope he's in this one a lot more. Been trying to avoid spoilers because I'm recording this a little bit later than I would usually do in the day, so avoided spoilers. I've been trying to avoid previews and everything because apparently people like sharing half the episode before it comes out, so I've seen some clips, like some stills, and scrolled onto a clip and then scrolled past, so I've kind of, but I don't really know what to expect. It seems, from what tiny bits I've seen, this episode seems to be like some kind of surveillance state thing. I don't know, I could be completely wrong. I didn't even read the Disney description of it. Now this video is probably going to be a bit late, so if it is, sorry about that. I'm moving this weekend, as you can see by the empty shelf behind me. By the time this video comes out, I will hopefully be mostly settled into the new place. So that being said, the reason this is late is because I am going to pack up my computer as soon as I finish recording this, and I'm not sure when I'm going to be able to edit it. So it will probably be a few days late, and I mean, you guys will know that by now. Good news is, when I'm settled into a new flat, then I can hopefully start Expanse and doing movies again. Haven't wanted to start that yet. Start doing those again while I've been in this uncertain in-between state, but hopefully within the next week or so I will be starting that up again. Anyway, this episode, what do I want from this episode? We've had two really good ones, so I'm kind of expecting a lower quality one. I'm not sure if there's any two-parters in this season because of the shorter season, but if there are two-parters, we're about due for one, so it might be a two-parter. I'm hoping to see a lot more of the Doctor, because we had a really Ruby-focused episode, the last one, so getting some more of the Doctor would be great, which I'm sure we will. Yeah. Maybe some, I mean, I don't really know what to expect and I don't really know what to hope. So let's just get in and watch and find out what happens, shall we? Let's go.
You look so good, baby. Aw, Keeper, you're so kind.
It's social media abuse. Let's go.
Jimbo Fennel, Jim.
Ooh, he's
Come on,
off
Jimbo,
now.
wake up.
This is already, I've been just having conversations. I've just been having conversations today about how much I use my phone and how much I really want to stop using my phone. I'm not sure how much of this is real. Like, are these... Oh, hi.
My name is the Doctor and your life is in danger, okay?
Okay, I'm liking the setup of this already. It's reminding me of, like, there was like a short film I watched or a video game I watched someone play or something that felt like this, but I can't remember anything about it except for the vibes I'm getting from this episode, from that opening. I love episodes that there's this seemingly idyllic world, but there's something really bad underneath.
In theory. Not gonna lie, we've got a little bit of trouble with the weather Saturn.
Is the other thing that this episode reminds me of is the Macra Terror. I'm curious how much of the I'm curious how much of the people she's talking to, like, are they actually real people who are also going about life like she is, or?
I love that word.
I get chapping everywhere.
Oh, it's so superficial
Lindy,
as well.
now there's no sign of Zachary. Like, he's gone.
Oh, you're no fun.
Yeah, it's also superficial.
Lindy. I'm just doing a system check on behalf of Finetime Enterprises.
Ruby!
Do you mind if I ask you a few questions?
Danny, are you
Oh,
there?
Danny's still offline.
So where is he?
Danny? Oh, you are so offensive.
I'm not kidding. Oliver's disappeared, and Kipper, and no one's heard from Alana.
Ooh.
What can you see? Okay, that's fine. Thank you.
It just, Ruby's like, we're
Where are
gonna
they?
completely.
That's why I asked.
Oh no.
They can't not be here.
It felt like Ruby was like, well, we're just gonna completely flip this girl's world on her head and then leave. Bye. That doesn't sound appealing. Ooh.
Bubble down, dot off.
Ooh, she did it. I like this as well because it's completely voluntary, the addiction and the locking yourself in there. She even looks a bit like Polly. Polly was, oh dear. That's,
I'm sorry, but your need to urinate has skyrocketed.
Subscribers everyone, that's interesting. Also interesting that everyone seems to be within like 19 to 22 years old.
Bubble down. Dot off.
Okay. I'm loving the colours and aesthetic in this episode. It's so bright and fun, and what's happening is not. And I love that.
You don't know how to walk.
Without the arrows.
You don't know how to walk without the arrows.
Oh, that's what I just said. Now shut up. I hate you. I hate you. I hate you.
Forward. Forward. Forward.
So I'm finding it very interesting that it isn't like an artificial reality that we've put you in and is all nice and happy so that something can keep them trapped. They've like intentionally, or not necessarily intentionally, but like they're choosing to be in here. They've built their life around relying on the dot and the bubble. Uh-oh! If she doesn't know how to how do they know? How do they see what it is?
I understand, but we need to find out
She's
what it's
got
like
square
outside,
eyes.
filtering
Her
containers.
pupils are
Could
square.
you just lower the
Or,
bubble
oh no,
just
it's
for
the
10
reflection of
teeny
the,
tiny seconds?
I guess that's easy hunting. It seems like it blocks out all the sound as well.
Things.
He must be from the wild woods.
People are trying
What
to
do you
wave at
mean?
her.
We're told
That
from day
feels
one,
weird.
never touch the wild woods.
So how would those great big bugs sneak in?
Lindy,
They're
do you mind if I ask
they're in
what
charge.
is?
No stinky old folk, just people ages
Yeah.
17 to 27.
I
I
would
mean,
say
no,
I
not just
noticed
anyone.
that.
If you can afford it, obviously.
Oh, hold on, I've seen her before.
Yeah, she's the
Oh.
face of the ambulance in Postarion 3.
Ooh.
No, I've seen her somewhere else.
Are you
Susan
two in the same
Twist.
room? You are. You're in the same room. You're together.
Oh, what the hell? Yes.
You lied to me. This is like a conspiracy. Who are you?
Unblocked, babes.
You can't unblock. There's no such thing as unblocking. That's you're going to be disciplined for this.
Lots of people are offline.
Unmute Gothic Paul.
Yeah,
Guys,
talk
I've
to
been
this
trying
guy.
to
He
say,
seems on to
people
it.
have been disappearing.
This is the weird thing. Some of us get eaten and some of us don't.
Ethan?
sorry,
He's like, what? Who are you? What?
Eaten.
Not even I would say something like that.
Oh.
Just because someone goes...
muted you.
Unmuted, honey.
I was so right to hate you.
You are kidding me!
You still have battery problems. Charge up at work. Forward.
I don't know. See, this kind of pulls me out of it a little bit. I feel like she should know how to walk properly. I guess if you're used to, like, it can disorientate you and kind of give you vertigo and dizziness. That kind of lack of.
Who's that?
Turn
Just follow my
left.
voice.
Just do
Turn
it.
left, and then take 2 steps forward.
Who's this? Oh, is it the? That's the.
Turn right.
Is that the music guy? Is it?
I am Ricky September.
Oh my gosh.
That's
But we do need to get
another
out. This whole city's going mad. You just have to do what I say and we'll...
time period name, like Sunday and Monday and September.
Forward. Forward.
Ah!
Oh no, well, so every day we walk past monsters.
No, I mean the hug.
That was your first hug.
Yeah. It's like a tunnel sort of thing.
Does
past
he
55.
have
Building
the
number
dot
7's
and
there
bubble
too.
to get in
No way.
contact?
How did you know that?
Come on.
You're so good at walking.
I don't know if I trust this guy. He seems
Don't
very
tell anyone, but-
convenient.
Whoa, don't look at that. Look at me. Look at me. I will get you out of here. I promise.
I'm loving the
this was the worst day
soundtrack
of
for
my
this
life.
episode.
There was this man, and he said there was a code.
Uh-oh.
He was horrible. He was so
What's
rude.
that expression? Oh no.
He said the conduit has a code. Can I speak to Mummy?
Oh dear.
Nick's busy. They're probably getting millions of calls. But
Okay.
they're coming. They're on their way.
Oh my gosh.
That slide.
This is so manual.
Yeah, people used to work like this.
My job's not easy. I get chapping.
Hey, I think this
so
is it.
hard
This
for
is
you.
the conduit to the river. So we can get out of here?
Sorry.
Rude.
Hi, Ricky. Wow.
Hi.
100 numbers in total.
Yeah, it's okay. You don't... I've
Then-
studied postcodes, so
No pressure.
I kind of know how they work.
Ricky says, my friend Ricky September, he says they're saving us to eat last.
Oh.
Is it the name? What?
Gothic Paul got eaten. Before that, Valerie Nook. Before that, Cooper Mercy. You see, it's
Alphabetical
been
order.
a week since anyone has heard from Kirsty Bookkeeper.
No,
Ah.
it can't be. P for Pepper, which comes after Gothic Paul, but I'm still alive. We
Uh-oh.
ran past those things outside and they didn't even look at me. But it's really, really nice to meet you.
Oh no! That's slightly traumatizing.
Me, they're coming for me.
Oh dear.
They're coming to eat me.
I'm not. So she's very annoying sometimes, but on the whole, I'm enjoying her.
Let's punch in 30 more numbers into this keypad. and then
Oh,
we're
this
on.
isn't gonna. He's too convenient. Something's not right about him.
I'm not being rude, but I think it's learned to hate you.
Then to turn off your dot. Dot,
Dot
off.
off,
Dot
Uh-oh.
off. Bubble down, dot off.
Oh no,
I
it's
said dot off.
it's
What's
not
it
turning
doing?
off. Get him. Ooh, that's fucking not good. Does she know what numbers are? The number thing is making me so stressed. Why did it have to be so complicated and stressful?
I've got it.
Okay, come on, let's go,
Don't
let's
worry
go.
about me.
No, no, we gotta take you with us, Mr. Convenient Man. Uh-oh. Oh no! Oh, well,
He was born Richard Coombs because I know everything about him. He changed his name to Ricky September when he reached 50,000.
okay, I've decided that she is annoying more than anything else. No! Oh. He was too good to be true, so I knew it wasn't gonna last the episode like that. But that was unnecessary. Come on, girl. What's going on here? Oh, okay, so this is the camp that... She's avoiding them. She's feeling guilty.
Where's Ricky? Is he with you?
Yeah, where's Ricky, Lindy? Where is he?
He went back. He said he had other people to save. I couldn't stop him.
I haven't got titles yet, but if the role of leader was up for grabs, I guess I'll put myself forward.
What do you mean,
Alright.
the great beyond?
to this planet and we can fight it and tame it and own it. We'll be pioneers, just like our ancestors.
I don't know how equipped they are for that.
Yeah, we all choose escape, didn't we? So we could get you out of here.
Yeah, Ruby
Can
and
I?
the Doctor are like, these
I
guys
have a
aren't
ship.
gonna survive.
It's called
on
the
their own.
TARDIS, that.
Because you, sir, are not one of us.
Ooh.
I mean, so you were kind, although it was your duty to save me, obviously.
I was noticing that everyone in the area are very white.
Because it is our God-given duty to maintain the standards of Finetime
Who?
forever.
Doctor
No,
looks a
thank
bit
you.
stunned there.
If you'll turn away, ladies, before you're contaminated.
Ooh.
Like you will die! Out there! And I can save your lives! Ah! Ah!
Interesting that. Oh, there's a lot to talk about in this episode. I'm hopefully going to remember everything I want to talk about. So that was not my favorite of the season so far. But I think it introduced a few really interesting ideas that it explored in a really fun way. For starters, I really loved the world. It was a really vibrant, colorful, creative world. And it you know, it tackled, it was reasonably not subtle with the way it was tackling, you know, phone addiction, how we spend our lives online and ignore real connections. You know, all the conversations they were having were really superficial and basically nothing. She'd never hugged anyone before. You know, just all of these, like, discussions of how superficial online interaction can be, or like, exclusively online interaction can be, especially when you're ignoring people you're in the same room. That was a really fun exploration of it, and I think it was done in a good way, you know. I enjoyed that quite a lot. And then the exploration of, like, rich, you know, all of the people here were rich people whose parents paid for them to come to this place where they live in ease. You know, they're iPad kids to the max, essentially, who have been spoiled and brought up, you know, spoiled and whatnot. What I also found really interesting is that it wasn't like a utopia, look, we have given you this bubble that you're in so you don't have to deal with the world, and we're trapping you in this idyllic world, and we're making it so good so you don't want to leave. Like, it was all completely voluntary. She could take it down if she wanted. Like, the Ricky September guy, he turned it off. He uploaded his music and then he turned it off and did stuff on his own in his life. It was all self-inflicted addiction, essentially, and it just led them to being easy prey for whatever I do think the villain of the story could have been expanded upon a little bit more. Like, where did these slug creatures actually come from? Why were they eating people in alphabetical order? What did the dot have to do with that? Like, I may have missed it, but I feel like that could have been expanded upon a little bit. But it wasn't really the point of the episode, so it's a minor quibble for me. But yeah, it was all a intentional and a you know, they just let it happen. They chose to be in this bubble and interacting with people only through the bubble and missing out on genuine human connection and whatnot. Which I think was a really because initially it was, the whole setup was reminding me a lot of the classic Doctor Who episode, The Macra Terror, which is entirely missing, unfortunately. But there is an animation reconstruction, second Doctor episode, where they land in this idyllic place where everyone is really happy and cheerful, but there's like these crab monsters who mind control people and control things from behind the scenes, and it reminded me a lot of that, and that was I was kind of expecting it to go in that direction, especially because Lindy kind of looked a bit like Polly did, who was a companion at the time. She reminded me, in appearance only, Polly would never, of Polly. But yeah, no, I really liked that it was, like, their choice only. Like, you know, it was their choice to be in here. Yes, that was how they were raised, but they could have the choice to break free. And it, you know, kind of touches on free will. Like, what is free will? Are they actually free? You know, they have the ability to lower it, but she couldn't even walk without lowering it. Is it free to just be able to do whatever you want? Or is there an innate nature within you that means you will do it one way or another? I don't know. That might be a bit of a reach of an analogy. Ricky was an interesting... Ricky was a too perfect character. I still think he was a little bit too perfect. So I was not surprised when he didn't survive, but, like, that was, what a way to go. He was so genuine, you know? He like, yeah. He seemed like a cool dude. Another thing to note about Ricky is the September surname. There seems to be a little bit of a theme of, like, time period names, like Ruby Sunday and what's her name, Monday, whatever it was, in Boom. I can't remember if there's been any others, but now we've got a September. So I don't know if that means anything, especially because it was a name that he chose. Does that mean anything? I don't know. Who knows? And also, Susan Twist, the Doctor and Ruby both recognized her. They actively discussed that they recognized her. What does it mean? And speaking of the Doctor and Ruby, I liked how a lot of it was just them on a screen. That was fun. And adds to the theories of this season just being an actual TV show, I suppose. I do think it could have been better placed at a different point in the season, because we just had an episode without the Doctor at all, and now we had an episode where the Doctor and Ruby are barely in it. I feel like there should have been an episode, like, maybe in between, where the Doctor is a lot more front and center, because I feel like we haven't actually properly seen him for, like, 2 episodes. But he did have some good moments at the end, which is the next thing I want to talk about. Yeah. So, I've seen some discussion and talk about, like, you know, Ncuti is the first black person to play the Doctor, so are they going to address the racism and how that would affect him and everything? I mean, I have no experience of it at all. I've got nothing really to add to the conversation in regards to that, but I think it was, like, the Doctor's reaction, just the, like, this dawning realization and the just shock in his face as he realized what actually was happening was really well done. Because, you know, every other regeneration of him has been white, so this is the first time he has been black and has had that racism shown to him. So I think, like, that just helplessness was really interesting. Like, interested to see what other people's thoughts and opinions on that are, but I thought that was quite good, quite well done. And obviously Ncuti would have brought his own experiences to that. I did find it interesting that he was almost begging them to let him save them, which is not something the Doctor has ever really done before. He's always had more of an attitude of, I'm going to save you whether you like it or not. So it was kind of interesting to see that flipped on its head, and, like, he's not able to save them unless they let him. Like, they have to allow him to be able to save them. Which, yeah, I think, like, from a Christian perspective, I think there's some very interesting discussions here, like I said, about free will and, you know, what comes first in salvation, be it our decision to follow God, or does God move in our hearts first? Which might be a better conversation for my Discord server or something like that if people are interested to discuss that. But I found that quite a fun little thing to consider and think about. But yes, no, it definitely seemed to be like the people's response to the Doctor wanting to save them definitely seemed to be like a turning point for him. And again, I feel like that would have been more effective if we hadn't had 73 yards beforehand and if we'd had more of the Doctor. Because it's been ages since we've had a full episode with the Doctor, and I kind of miss him. I'm like, give me a Doctor-focused episode. Where's my guy? But that was a fun, like, I think it did what it set out to do really well. And, you know, I got no faults with that. I had fun with it. Yeah, I had a really good time. It was definitely a solidly middle of the line episode for me, but it's one of those ones that I could see becoming just like a favorite just cause I like it, not because it's good, if that makes sense. Like, I like it because I liked it, not because it was a good episode, you know. It was a good episode, but it wasn't like standout stellar, in my opinion. But I think that will do it for this episode. Hopefully next week will be out on the Monday as usual. I don't know exactly what my next weekend will look like, but we'll find out then. Like I mentioned, come check out my Discord. I'm trying to figure out how to be more active on there and be more present and kind of make more of a community to discuss things over there. So come jump in and have a conversation. But yeah, thank you guys for watching. I'll see you next week. You guys head off, grab a drink, get a snack, take a nap, go for a walk, go do something that isn't on YouTube. Lower your bubble, turn off your dart. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.